Hi guys, today I'm going to be doing top 10 or top 10 list of my favourite PlayStation 2 games that I owned on the PlayStation 2 or got like given to me by uncles or lent to me by friends and stuff like that, or just games I've played and stuff. So without further ado, number 10 spot would be Crash Bandicoot game, Crash of the Titans, and I think it's also Mind Over Mutant. They're like, well, I'm going to class them as both the same game, because, well, basically, they were the same game, but they weren't. The reason why they were the same game is because that they're both the exact same, but they're not. It's like the stories are different, but it's the exact same gameplay. And I owned both of them. I owned, I think, Mind Over Mutant, and then I got given Crash the Titans. And whenever I played them, I couldn't distinguish the difference between it, except for when one of them, Crash, had different tattoo-ish fur things than the other. But I think there is like a proper story there, where it's like, I think Mind of the Mutant is the first one, and then Crash the Titans is the second one. But I'm still not 100% sure about that. And, yeah, the gameplay was actually really good. I enjoyed that quite a lot. It's like, if you got the Crash Bandicoot, the normal platform, like number 3, and then you just really refined it and made it more of an action-y platformer game, and then you made it open/linear, so it's very, it's bits in it that are quite open, but they're also very linear, so it's like a classic platformer, like Banjo-Kazooie kind of thing, but of Crash Bandicoot, and you could get like all these different monsters that, Cortex would throw at you, and if people, well, almost everyone should know Crash Bandicoot is, but if people don't know who Crash Bandicoot is, he is basically Sony's mascot to fight against Mario whenever the wars were going on between the consoles and stuff. But yeah, so Cortex was the main bad guy in his game franchise, and he was like a yellow square head, more rectangular head man, with an N on his forehead for his name, and he just used to torment him with gems and shit in the first few games. First few games to me were quite boring. I enjoyed the first one because it was like, well, I was probably about 5, playing it on the PlayStation 1 or something, and it was very enjoyable for me at that time. But now I'm just like seeing that it's quite boring. And then now they're releasing a remake of all 3 of the original games, and that's gonna be pretty good. But anyways, yeah. So in this here, Cortex would, he has a C on his head, not an N. N's his little minion. Right, so he had a C on his head. So Cortex would throw stuff at you, or like not throw stuff literally, but would throw enemies at you that would be like huge, it'd be like really weird monster things. And if you've ever seen the TMNT movie, which is like correctly panned for like the worst Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie, there's one like stone monster there with like loads of spikes on his back. I probably put a picture of him up here now, and well, I'll put them side by side. They both look exactly like that, or the bad guy, one of them looks exactly like that there. And then you have like this tiki mask thing that in the original games was like your extra life. And if you actually found a tiki mask in the original game, it would be like the star power for Mario, and you'd be like invincible, and you'd be like be able to do backflips and front flips while you do jumps in the air and just make you run faster and stuff. But in this here, it's you get it and then you put it over the face of the mutant, and yeah, so you put it over the face of the mutant, and then you're able to control it and you're riding it, and basically the gameplay switches to you using that there, fighting it. And this game is a third-person view of Crash Bandicoot, just like all those other games. And the reason why I'm classing both of them together is because, well, the gameplay is very similar, and it's just 2 different storylines. But I don't actually understand or know which one is which, if that makes sense. It's like I'm not 100% sure if I know which game is which or not. Very confusing actually. But yeah, the games are very weird, in the sense that you don't understand which game is which. So yeah, that was my number 1 spot. Number 10, sorry. Number 10 spot. And then the next one is also another Crash game, but I also had this on PSP as well as PlayStation 2, and as far as I could tell, there was no like compatibility. Things like, oh yeah, if you had it on PlayStation 2, you can unlock stuff from PlayStation or PSP, because back then they didn't have shit like that. Or PSP did have a online market, I'm pretty sure anyways. Yeah, it had an online thing that you can buy stuff for. I never used it because, well, early days. But yeah, and it was Crash Team Racing was or Crash Tag Team Racing. Crash Team Racing was the original one on PlayStation 1. Crash Tag Team Racing is, well, you're just one, like you're a Crash Bandicoot character, so it could be like Cortex or whoever the bad guys were, and whoever the good guys were. Like you could play as Crash Bandicoot's brother, his cousin, his sister and shit. Yeah. And then you can play as a few other people. He plays this weird little German dude. I'm pretty sure he's German anyways. But he was like a little, he looked like, right, imagine if you got like a green bean and dressed him up in an Englishman's suit, but gave him a monocle and a German's accent. That's essentially all he was. So yeah. And the premise of this game is like Mario Kart or something like that, but with Crash Bandicoot. And the reason why it's called Tag Team Racing is because while you're driving on the tracks and stuff, you can press both bumpers in at the same time. So R1 and R2, no, R1 and L1, both in that at the same time. And if there was a car near you, you'd join together to be one like supercar-ish thing, and then you could just like shoot things and blow them up and stuff, and then you could press it again to dismount, and normally when you do that you get a speed boost. So what I used to do, just to annoy people who I was playing with at the time at co-op, normally probably just my brother or my dad or something, because I was very little and didn't really have friends that came around to the house and played games. But if I did, I didn't have this game at the time whenever they came around. So I'd be like, I probably gave it away or something. But I remember me and my brother both had this on the PSP, so we could play it, like it was like a net play thing that we could do on the PSP, and I remember that vividly, just me and my brother playing that on the PSP. And I believe it also came out for the Xbox, the original one, and the GameCube, and yeah, those are the only things that it came out for initially, and I think they might have re-released it on the PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4 as like PS2 download thing. But anyways, yeah, so you could just, basically just a karting game where you drive about, smash stuff, and then just blow stuff up, and have two carts that would join together and drive about. And one thing that really used to piss people off, like I was saying before, is with the speed boost. So you just hook on and you're like teaming up, yeah, and then just like one of you involuntarily bumping off and getting a speed boost and like just at the finish line and come in first place. That used to really piss people off. So yeah, that was a really fun game actually, now I think about it again. That I really enjoyed that. That was pretty good, yeah. So now on to the number 3 spot. So yes, our number 3 spot is Tasmanian Tiger. Not the 2016 one, but the original one, which I don't know if you can even, I think you might be able to get on PC now, I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, I'm pretty sure you can actually. I think Steam bought it, like the franchise out, and you can buy it now online. But yeah, so it originally came out for the Xbox and PlayStation 2, and it was very good. You played as a Tasmanian tiger in Australia, I think. Not actually in Tasmania, or it could be New Zealand, I don't know. But I'm pretty sure it was Australia, because you had these boomerangs that you had, and they were your main abilities and stuff, and it was like a Crash Bandicoot Spyro old school platformer where you had boomerangs and stuff, and you could just jump about, and then you unlock abilities like his tail would like turn into like a springy thing, which would be funny because Tigger's a tiger and then this Tasmanian tiger, so Winnie the Pooh references, yeah. But anyways, so his tail, like you could like jump, and then by the time you're coming down, if you press the crouch button and jump at the same time, like he'd use his tail, and it would be turned to like a springy version, and he uses his tail and boost up and stuff onto higher bits. Or like you could use your boomerangs like hover and stuff, like you'd spin around in your hand. And the boomerangs themselves had like different abilities. Like the boomerangs could have stuff like they had volcano ones, they had ice ones and stuff, and you have to switch between them to destroy, well not destroy, but just like fight different enemies. So that I found that those games like really fun. I initially found like, I think the first time I ever played those games I was at my cousin's house. Yeah, he had it on PlayStation 2. And I just loved it ever since, and then I like sort of emulated it online. I know, emulation's so illegal, but yeah, emulation. And this isn't my number 3 spot. I realised I said number 3, and really I meant number 8. And I think I might have said number 2 instead of number 9 last time. But anyways, yeah. So this is my number 8 spot. Going on to my number 7 spot now, which would be Jak and Daxter. The original one, which is called like, I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's just called Jak and Daxter. And now this game, I really did enjoy it, and this is another one of the PlayStation exclusive ones. And I remember my uncle giving me this to me, and I used to play it a lot, and it was very fun. I really enjoyed it because like all the different abilities that you could have with like Daxter and Jak and stuff. And then like how it was relatively quite different compared to normal platformers, and you'll find quite a lot of platformers on this list actually, because I do enjoy platformer games. But not only that, but that was the kind of era that PlayStation 2 had. Sure, you had great first person shooters and shit that were out at the time, but well, I was young when this console came out, and I had it, so I didn't really play much first person shooters or third person shooters. In general, I did play was like Oni, it was like ONI, some shit like that. I think it came with a PlayStation. Whenever mum and dad got it, because like, it wasn't actually mine, it was my parents, and then they sort of just then didn't play it, so me and my brother started playing it a lot more. But yeah, so this game I really enjoyed because you can have vehicles and shit as well, like, and it was open world. Like nearly the whole game's open world. You have one section which you can run around, do whatever the hell you want in, and then just collect stuff. It's like collecting platforming game. And there's this one bit where you had to get like the energy core, and this is like one of the last energy cores you have to get, so then you can move on to the next bit. And like these cores were essential to move on in the game. And I remember like when I originally had it on the PlayStation 2, I couldn't get past this, so I just went, I'm not playing this game ever again, not anymore, which I didn't. Then I got a PS Vita, and I got the remastered edition, which came with the 3 original Jak and Daxter games remastered on M1 cartridge. So I just played that there, and then with the touchscreen features, this bit was a lot easier. It's the bit where you have to get like, there's like these fish that you had to catch in a basket for this fisherman, so then you could get his, or like be allowed to use his boat, and they give you a power core, but then you're allowed to use his boat to go to the island and check out the island again, and then you get power cores there, and you'll be able to come back and power up this motorcycle that your friend was making. The plot was very weird, and you could go to, and yeah, it had to be lava resistant, and that's why you need the power cores, because you had enough power cores to power it, but you couldn't use it until you had enough cores to make the shields work. So then they were like heat resistant against the lava that was around you, and that was actually quite confusing. And it was actually very fun. I really do like this game, and I think as well they're bringing it out on PS4 now as a like PlayStation 2 Classic Edition or some shit like that. I don't know. Or like remastering it for PlayStation 4. Like I do with all the Crash Bandicoot games. But now at our number 6 spot, we have we have Spyro the Year of the Dragon, which is Spyro 3 for any of you not knowing the Spyro franchises. But yeah, and the reason why I love this game is because, well, I've played all the other Spyro games. Well, I haven't actually. I played the first one and this one. I haven't never touched the second one, but I should probably actually stop playing that, or illegally pirate it, so then I can play it. But yeah, I should probably stop playing that. Anyways, yeah, so this is my, well, yeah, my favourite Spyro game after Skyrim: The Spyro's Adventure, because I was big into that whenever that came out, like Towards the Life thing, yeah, blah blah blah. Yeah, so Spyro Year of the Dragon is the third Spyro game in the franchise, and I'm pretty sure it's only like third in the main. Yeah. It came out for PlayStation, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, PlayStation Portable, so it was PlayStation only, obviously, but it was very fun. I did enjoy this game, because, okay, if you've ever played the first Spyro game, imagine that, but with all the abilities that you learn for that given to you nearly at the start. Nearly all of them don't get you fly there yet. I think you have glide though, but you don't have fly. And then just the storyline's a lot better, and it's because it's a newer game, it's just instinctively better and a lot more fun to use. And just everything in it was 110% better when you play through it. Play through the first game, play through this game, you literally, like, you'll find a huge jump up in the difficulty, but also in the playability, if that makes sense. Like, the first one was very easy, like, I could have, when I was 5, I could have beaten it in about 4 or 5 days, or like maybe a week, if I was like not playing it really much. But this game would have taken me about 4 or 5 weeks to complete, and that's me playing it like nearly 24/7. Because that's how I play my games. I don't like, you know, spread my gaming time out evenly, like 2 hours a day. No, I like binge game. But anyways, yeah. So this here was amazing. I'm pretty sure it was made by Insomniac Games, and they make amazing games. I think they made Jack and Daxter as well. I'm pretty sure they also made Crash Bandicoot. Well, but yeah, so they made like all these great games, and Sony Interactive Entertainment helped make it as well. I think they were the publishers, but I don't know if they actually touched the game. But this game is like, it's very cool. You can fly out your dragon, you can run at stuff, and your horns, like you can charge stuff, and your horns will grow fire out of them. And if you ever seen Hellboy, whenever he has his fire horns, there is like a fire crown. Imagine that, but his horns being little, and then the fire crown being just like loads of fire coming out of his horns to make his horns look massive. And then that would hurt the bad guys even more. And then there's like some really cool bits with skateboards, and it's like a skate park. And but it's like if you got hit, or like if you hit the wall, you just fall off. You have to go all the way back to the start, get skateboards again. You have to find these like dragonflies, and just like hunt about and stuff. Number 3 was one of my favourite ones as well, because you had the different characters that you could switch into. You didn't just have to play as Spyro, you could play as this kangaroo character. And yeah, that's pretty much all I can say for that game. It's just really good, and I enjoy playing it. And if you're anything like a gamer like me, you hopefully, and probably, if you're watching this video, you should enjoy playing this game. And our number 5 spot is Sly Cooper. Just the first film, not the trilogy, because, well, the trilogy, I've not played it, I've only played the first film, first game. There is a film of it coming out soon, I'm pretty sure. I think after they made the Jack and Daxter film, they wanted to make, or at the same time actually, they wanted to make a Sly Cooper film. And everyone was like, yeah, let's make that, it looks amazing. But Sly Cooper is also the same people who made, what's by Sucker Punch. They're the same people who make, what is it called? They made the games that where it's like, I don't know, the new game is called something Second Son. It's the name of the game, Second Son. they'll probably come to me halfway through and they'll be like, oh yeah, this is what it is. But anyways, yeah, so people, Sucker Punch, who made this, it's like the first ever stealth game that really succeeded. Imagine a very cartoony Assassin's Creed without the killing part, more just knocking them out or like turning them into coins and stuff, not actually killing them per se. But I think it's the second game actually. No, it's definitely the first game. It's the first game that I love the most, because that's the one that you can switch into the hippo, and the hippo is my favourite because he used to like run into everything, and he was also the getaway driver. And then you had the turtle, who was like, you know, the brains of the operation, very smart and very quick-witted, and just like it's very easy to handle in general. And he was probably one of the better characters, and he used to be like the helicopter-y bits and stuff. But yeah, and Sly Cooper was very sneaky because he's a raccoon. Yeah, raccoon. And so, and then there's like the female fox who's like trying to hunt you down, and all you're trying to do is find the pages of the book that your ancestors have stolen and stuff like that. They're just trying to find stuff, they're just trying to steal stuff, because your raccoons just trying to steal like the big rubies and stuff like that. Just, you know, classic I'm a thief trope. But it's like Indiana Jones, really. That's the only way I can put it. It's just like an Indiana Jones game, but for kids. And our number 4, I believe it is. Number 4, number 5. I'm pretty sure it's number 4. Number 4, Dragon Ball Z Budokai 3. And now, not Budokai Tenkaichi 1, Budokai Tenkaichi 2. No, just plain old Budokai 1. Oh, 2, 3. Fucking hell, I have to go through every number in whatever fucking numbers are called are. So yeah, Dragon Ball Z Budokai 3. And the reason why is because this is the very first Dragon Ball Z game I ever owned, and I love Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z is like one of my favourite passions, other than gaming and stuff like that. So in this here, it's basically you go through the storyline. You get to play through the storyline of the Dragon Ball Z game, Dragon Ball Z films and TV show or anime, and the special edition and stuff. And you do get some characters from Dragon Ball Z GT or Dragon Ball GT, and some like special levels for Dragon Ball, like the original Dragon Ball. And then you get like the special movies and stuff that you get to use, and it's just all around fun game. And you just like, I don't know how to explain it better, but it's a beat 'em up game with Dragon Ball Z characters. So imagine if you got like a 3D Street Fighter with like Goku and all of his friends and Piccolo and stuff like that. That's all how I can explain it the best of my ability. And then at number 3 spot we have Sonic Heroes, which was the first ever game, or one of the first ever Sonic game where you could have all 3 Sonic characters, Sonic, Knuckles, Tails, play as all of them at the same time. And when my brother got this here, okay, he never let me touch it. No, you're not playing it, And that made me very sad. But there was a few times where I did get to play it whenever he was out or something like that, or because when I played the 2-player mode, see what it was like. And then I loved it just because of those little moments I've had. And then I played it later on in life because I found it in a drawer somewhere, and then I started playing it, and it was like it actually worked. I was like, "Rock, cool." So I started playing it, and this game is so amazing. And like there's 3 or 4 different teams. So you got the Dark team, the Sonic team, and then you have like some other team. And the Dark team consists of there's 4 teams. Dark team, some like weird. It's 4 teams, okay. First team is Sonic team, which consists of Sonic, Knuckles, Tails, and then you got Dark team, which was Shadow, Rogue or Rose, something like that. I don't know what the name is. And then some robot dude, and then you got the, I don't know, it's like the beach crew or whatever. And you got the crocodile dude. You have the ninja dude who's like a chameleon, then you have the Buzzy Bee dude, and then you have another team where it's like Cream, Amy, Rose, and then the big fluffy bunny purpley dude who's like a big fat dude, and he's like your muscle, who'd be like he'd be like the equivalent to the Knuckles, and then Cream would be the equivalent to the Tails, and then Amy would be equivalent to Sonic. And this is just like a normal 3D Sonic game, except there's 3 different characters and you have to switch between them to be able to unlock different areas to continue through the level and actually be able to get to the end of the game. And now, to me, it was amazing whenever it first came out. I did enjoy this a hell of a lot. And even to this day, I will still play this game and be proud to play it because of how amazing it is. And this game to me is fucking a brilliant game. I love it. PlayStation 2, probably one of the best game lineups ever. Okay. Now, our number 2 spot is Kingdom Hearts 1. Now, a lot of people will be like, oh my god, why isn't this your number 1 spot? Just wait, okay? Kingdom Hearts 1 is my number 2 spot because, well, I didn't get this game till recently-ish. I found it in like a second-hand shop and I was like, I'm getting this. So I played it and it was amazing, just like the second game. It was so good. And basically, okay, imagine if you got a JRPG like Final Fantasy or something like that, but more of a real action one, not a turn-based one. And then just put in loads and loads of Disney worlds. So you have like Tarzan, like Hercules and stuff like that. And then you just run about saving people from the heartless, which are people whose like heart have been broken from love, or some weird things like that. And then because of that, you have to go save them. And this game was very, very, very amazing and so good for its time. And this just blew my mind whenever I'd first played it. I was just like, this thing is amazing. This is what I want my life to be like. And now the reason why I'm not going to talk about this as much more, because the reason why it's my number 2 spot is because my number 1 spot is Kingdom Hearts 2. Kingdom Hearts is probably my favourite game franchise ever. Number 2 is probably my favourite game, and now I know number 3 is coming out, but number 2 is still my favourite game out of the entire franchise. And even if they make about 5 more Kingdom Hearts games that are better than this will always be my favourite Kingdom Hearts game. Just L. I got this game, or my brother got this game, whenever I must have been about 6 or 7. Now, back then I didn't understand storyline, development and stuff like that. I just knew, right, I get run about, bash some dudes, save Disney princesses and like Disney characters, have like different Disney characters being like allies, which was amazing. So basically, right, you had your 3 main characters, Sora, which is the JRPG character, Donald Duck, and Goofy. And then you had like King Mickey. And you had to go around the world and stuff, and you just like go to different worlds, which would be like different movies. So you have like Pirates of the Caribbean, Little Mermaid, all things like that. And this here game was just so great. I loved it. It's amazing. That's all I can say. Last 2 games, all I'm gonna say is I loved it. It's amazing. Best game ever. I loved it. It's amazing. Best game ever. Because these are legitimately, to me, my favourite and best games that you will ever play. And the boss battles in this, man, don't even get me started. The boss battles were so great. It was like really weird. So the boss battles normally be like a Disney character who was like tainted with darkness, and you'd have to fight them and like beat the darkness out of them and stuff. And in number 2, the reason that's my favourite is because the transformations and stuff like that. Number 1, it was just your standard game. Number 2, so you had your transformations and you had your different forms, and you could get all these different keyblades as well, and the keyblades were amazing. And it'd be like each one you unlocked, like completed through, you have a new keyblade. And the Keyblades would be stuff like, I don't know, if you beat Jungle Book 1, I don't know if it had Jungle Book level, it probably did. I'm just forgetting about it. Okay, so let's say Mulan. Beat the Mulan level, you'd get this sword, which would be like a red hilt with a yellow blade, and then it'd have firework cannon at the top, because that'd be Chinese New Year fireworks. And then if you had the fire spell, it would help that there, and it'd be all different things like that. And just storyline itself. And then you had like the main character Sora. At the start, you don't even get to play as him. You get to play as this dude called Roxas, and you have to play about half an hour, 45 minutes of the game before you even actually get into the proper story. Now I know you'll be like, oh, well, so it's one of those games that are really slow to get into. No, not at all. It has its own story within the first 45 minutes that you can understand fully and complete within 45 fucking minutes. And then you have about, I think it was 48 hours of gameplay after that without him in it, but him just popping in every now and then you just go to this place and you wake up Sora. And Roxas is Sora's Heartless, and you'll fight Heartlesses throughout the game. And then once you realise that Roxas is Sora's Heartless, you're like, well, why doesn't he look all fucked up like the other Heartlesses and stuff? It's because, oh, I can't tell you because it's going to ruin the other things. But anyways, I'm going to wrap up this top 10 here. So that was my favourite top 10 list. Oh, my favourite top 10 list? No. Favourite top 10 PlayStation 2 games. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you didn't, you know what, it's your opinion. Like, this is my opinion on my favourite games. Okay? See you guys and girls later. Adios.